Okay, so we have yet another sale. This sale ends on Thursday, September 5th at 3 a.m. or Wednesday, September 4th at 7 p.m. if you're living in the UK. And for all of you out there that are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because I do these sales videos every 2 weeks, if not every week, whenever Sony releases them. And as you can see here, I just posted one a week ago. That sale's still running until next Thursday or Wednesday night if you're in the UK. And I highly recommend you do check that out because there are a lot of great games in there. I bought 3 of them actually. That said, I do include chapters, that way you can skip to the beginning of each title, see the price of the game. I'm going to speak to it for a second while I'm showing you a trailer. The first game on the list was just released like a month and a half ago, and this is for everyone that loves music and does not want to stand up and move their body. We're talking about Spin Rhythm XD. This is normally $26.99. It's 33% off, making this $18.08. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 7% more, making your total $16.19. And with 137 people rating it already, it scored 4.8 out of 5 stars. Just speaking to that, like 90% of the audience here gave it 5 out of 5. The huge appeal here, unlike all the other music-based rhythm games, this one is a kinetic rhythm action game with smooth controls, handcrafted levels, and beautiful reactive backgrounds. This is putting a whole new spin on the genre with a modern aesthetic and soundtrack where you match colors and beats, spin, tap, flick, and flow through the juiciest beats in the universe. And what I didn't realize is that this game was a flat screen game before, and this is a VR mode that's been included. It does claim to feature over 60 licensed and original tracks by a bunch of different artists, I've never heard of before in my life. Maybe you have, but everywhere I'm seeing on YouTube and reading on reddit.com is that everyone's actually super impressed with the entire game. And again, the major difference with this game here, you do not have to stand and move your arms. You can choose to use the DualSense controller if you just want to sit down, use your thumbs, the trackpad, the joysticks, or actually move your hands, just like steering a racing wheel. Very cool. I do not know whether or not this is a pick up and play rhythm game, truthfully. But for those of you that want to use your arms, I do believe you can use the PS VR2 Sense controllers individually and, using your actual arm to spin the turntable. And from what I understand, the Steam community gets to hook up their MIDI turntables to the actual game, which is amazing. I wish we could on PSVR 2, but no, apparently not. So for me, just discovering this game really, because I had to look up the trailer, I'm kind of like, where did this come from? Now I'm really interested in checking this out. And again, just speaking to the love and attention this game is already getting, there are 3 DLCs available for this. The first one being called Spin Rhythm XD Chillhot DLC. It's normally $15.99. It's 33% off, making it $10.71. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 7% more, making it $9.59 total. And as you can see here, I'm posting the track list again, featuring all the artists and the song names, as well as some skins that I didn't even realize. And not just the skins that you're seeing here, it says Chillhot Raccoon skins for user interface assistance. So I'm not too sure what all of that is, but man, 10 different songs included with those skins. Very cool. The next DLC they have available is called Spin Rhythm XD Monstercat DLC. It's normally $15.99. It's 33% off, making this one $10.71 total. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, again, you save 7% more, making it $9.59. And with this same idea, 10 different songs going on. I'm showing you the entire track list here with the skins as well that are included with this one, 4 that I'm seeing here. And the last DLC they're offering is called Spin Rhythm XD Supporter Pack. This one's normally $10.99. It's 33% off, making it $7.36 total. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 7% more, making it $6.59. And this one, again, showing you the list of songs, tracks, artists, all that stuff. At the bottom, what I'm seeing here, which I've never seen before in any DLC description, is we may add more content to this pack in the future. And for all of you that are really interested in the entire package, you can get Spin Rhythm XD Deluxe Edition. It's normally $53.49. It's 33% off, making it $35.83. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 7% more, making it $32.08 total. And with that, you are getting the base game, obviously, with those 3 DLCs that we just went over. So very cool that they offer that, actually. The next game has been around for a long time. We're talking a few decades, and then it was revised for PSVR 1, then revised again for PSVR 2. We're talking about Rez Infinite. It's normally $39.99. It's 34% off, making this one $26.39. With over 6,000 people rating this game, it received 4.51 out of 5 stars. And as you can see, over 75% of the audience is giving this 5 out of 5 stars. And to speak speak to this from experience. I did try this on PSVR 1. I did not play this on PS2, 20 some years ago. However, I was really disappointed on PSVR 1. I gotta say, the first level, it was just like 2 or 3 enemies coming at me, and I was like, okay, I really did not get the addictive factor whatsoever in all the awards that I won. And then I rolled the dice, paid the upgrade path, and I'm so happy that I did, because the game is so much better than the PSVR 1 version. It really is. With the 4K HDR OLED display, this game literally shines. It is gorgeous. Honestly, so cool. Such a trip. And I can't believe this game existed like 20 years ago, legit, as you're seeing it, but on flat screen. So really bizarre that this actually adapts very well to the VR medium. You can choose to take advantage of the eye tracking technology where you're just looking and it locks onto the enemies this way. But I highly recommend just using your VR Sense controllers and aiming manually that way. And it was so much fun. So much fun. And unlike the PSVR 1 or the PS2 versions, this one includes an Area X mode. The next game is available on PSVR 1 and you can pay a small fee to upgrade it for PSVR 2. We're talking about Paper Beast Enhanced Edition. This is normally $33.49. It's 30% off, making it $23.44. With over 2,500 people rating this game, it scored 4.26 out of 5 stars, with over 70% of the people giving it 5 out of 5. When I did play this on PSVR 1 for like an hour, what I really appreciated is it did just throw you into this mysterious realm and you had to figure everything out in the moment, looking around your environment and just playing with things. So I had no idea what I was doing, but over time I did start to solve some of the puzzles and they were uniquely different. The premise of the game is that you're somewhere in the depths of big data. A new world has been born. A surreal land where life is just as rich and varied as our own Earth. You are the first explorer. This game is all about manipulating the environment to solve your puzzles. Divert streams, brave storms, melt glaciers, neutralize dangerous predators, or pick up these delicate origami animals. It's hard for me to speak to this because I have not completed the game, but everyone has said how amazing this is, and really it's one of those hidden gems. On the PS5, you're actually getting some major improvements here, one of them being smooth locomotion, and I do remember it had teleportation on PSVR 1, so I'm very happy to see that. Detailed textures and high resolution shadows, again, expected already. Light shaft effects, not sure what to expect there. Extremely precise sand and water physics. And then there's this sandbox. The terrain is more expansive with an increased number of creatures and trees that become even more stunning over time. No idea what that's going to be like. Truly, anyone in the comment section that can speak to that, please do. And then it says it has the option of playing without a VR headset, but why would you do that, man? Especially for this game. This absolutely did take me to another dimension. Very trippy. The next game bundle that's currently on sale that I absolutely love and is my favorite rhythm-based game, we're talking about Synth Riders plus 80s Mixtape Side A. It's normally $39.99. It's 30% off, making this one $27.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $23.99 total. And with almost 1,000 people rating this 4.69 out of 5 stars, again, I have to say this is hands down the coolest music rhythm-based game I've ever played. Over 90% of the audience here is giving this 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. It is an absolute win. And of course, with that base game, you are getting 73 songs just with that alone. And then you're getting Take On Me by Aha, We Built This City by Starship, Susudio by Phil Collins, Whip It by Devo, and New Sensation by INXS. And just to show you all the other DLC that isn't on sale, but just showing you the amount of content, the love and support that's going on for this game, it is incredible. If you do own this game on PSVR 1, get the free upgrade on PSVR 2. It is awesome. And real quick, I say this every time for all the newbies out there watching my videos for the first time. Synth Riders is literally just you holding 2 balls in your hands and each one has its own color. You're connecting that color ball with the same color on screen. When you see 2 tracks coming along, you're trying to hold that ball on that track. Keep it on the track while you're moving your other hand or hitting other balls. When you see the yellow ball, you will have to put both hands together and keep them together and hit those yellow balls. When you see a green ball, you choose left or right hand. Once you hit that green ball, you have to finish off the rest of the greens with that specific hand. And aside from that, dodging all the walls that come at you, it's super easy. It really is pick up and play. But the beauty of it is that it forces you to dance without even you realizing, in order to move around the obstacles and hit those balls, when you start to let loose, man, it just totally flows with you. It's so cool. I don't even care about electro synthwave music. I don't. But this game had the songs in my head, and I say this every time, I had to come back and keep playing them. So yes, this game was unintentionally addictive. Super cool. The next game totally reminds me of playing Lemmings back in the day. I'm talking about Humanity. It's normally $39.99. It's 40% off, making this one $23.99 total. That said, if you're a PlayStation Plus Extra member, do not buy the game. It is a part of your catalog. And this game has over 2,500 people rating it 4.2 out of 5 stars, and approximately 80% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. Awesome. This is a unique blend of puzzle solving and action platforming. Humanity puts the fate of all mankind in your hands. So yeah, you are literally a dog charged with commanding massive marching crowds to jump, turn, push, float, shoot, and climb their way to salvation. Guide the masses through 90 plus stages filled with obstacles, enemies, puzzles, unlockable skills, and wild boss fights in the narrative campaign. Very cool. Or browse a wide array of user-made levels, or build your own, crafted via the super easy-to-use in-game stage creator. If you did not know, this game has that whole online community where you can just post your level up and then play everyone else's. Infinite replayability, essentially. And this is, again, a flat-screen game with the VR mode attached to it, so you do not have to play VR the entire time. But I'm sure just looking at the trailer, you can tell whether or not this game would be your flavor. And the next most popular puzzle game on PSVR2, this one's called Puzzling Places. It's normally $26.99. It's 40% off, making this one $16.19. With over 800 people rating this one, it scored 4.71 out of 5 stars. And just to speak to that, we're talking like 95% of the audience gave this 4 or 5 out of 5. So hands down, a winner if you love the jigsaw puzzles. What is crazy cool about this, you are literally putting together hyper-realistic miniatures of beautiful places from around the globe. This is a modern take on an age-old pastime that's fun for the whole family thanks to its simple gameplay and easy controls. And yes, as of recent, they did include a co-op mode. I'm looking forward to playing that with the wife for sure. The game already features 25 plus unique puzzles created from detailed 3D scans of real locations. And each puzzle is available in 25, 50, 100, 200, and 400 pieces. And ever since the game was released on PSVR 1, people were already raving how beautiful the game looked, like photorealistic. And then to hear that they actually patched the game on PSVR 2 to make it look even more realistic, even sharper than before. You know, I can't wait to literally have my head inside of these buildings, these locations, while putting the puzzles together. I'm going to be all over the place, man. I know room scale VR, Puzzling Places is going to be something else. And if you're totally unsure whether or not this is for you, you can totally get the free trial on the PlayStation Store. And if you don't see it on your console, you'll have to go to the PlayStation Store in your region online and check it out there. The next game is quite literally a childhood dream come true. I'm talking about Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord. It's normally $39.99. It's 34% off, making it $26.39. That said, if you are a PlayStation Premium member, do not purchase the game as it's been added to the catalog, I think fairly recently. Over 500 people have rated this one 3.82 out of 5 stars, with just under half the audience giving it 5, and then you can see the rest is a mixed bag. What was really confusing is that I didn't know that this Frozen Empire is the standard edition. They've just included that in now with the regular edition. I do believe the game is meant to be played with 3 other friends, not by yourself, even though I think you can play by yourself. I do think you'll get the most out of it with real people playing with you. That's just, you know, kind of a given looking at the whole thing here. And of course, if you have a nostalgic attachment to any of this, it's gonna obviously speak to you. But I'm not too sure if this is more comical and cartoony than it is scary. Obviously, it's not like the original Ghostbusters from back in the 80s, but in VR, even though it's cartoony, that could still scare the crap out of you, man. Who knows? Anyone in the comments section that does own the game and plays it, can you speak to this? Let us know what we should expect. That would be awesome. And of course, this game has a ton of DLC. I think it's more aesthetics than anything. I'm just showing you briefly. None of this is on sale. However, you can get this in Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord Full Containment Edition. This is normally $62.99. It's 34% off, making it $41.57. In the Full Containment Edition, it's showing you that you get the Seasons Pass. With the Seasons Pass, you're getting character costumes, equipment skins, and then additional bonus content. My assumption is that if you get this Full Containment Edition, you would get everything, but it doesn't say that. So I can't guarantee that anywhere, and I'm showing you right here on their actual PlayStation Store description. That is literally what they're saying. Just character costumes, equipment skins, skins and bonus content. The next game is an absolute classic platformer. I'm talking about Moss. It's normally $26.99. It's 30% off, making it $18.89. If you're a PlayStation Plus Premium member, you can try the game for half an hour, but just speaking to it with almost 10,000 people rating this game and from personal experience, you can just get the game if you've never played before, as it did score 4.54 out of 5 stars, with again almost 80% of the audience giving it 5 and then 9% giving it 4. And yes, I did play it on the PSVR 1. There was no upgrade path. I bought it again on PSVR 2, seeing how different it was. And just saying, anyone out there who's played Moss on PSVR 1, you do not need to replay this. Not at all. The only difference that I really remember is having 2 orbs for hands as opposed to 1 where your DualShock controller was. So yes, if you've never experienced Moss, you do want to, for sure. You may want to wait for Moss Book 1 and 2 to be bundled together, because Part 2 is apparently much better. But I have not played Part 2 yet. The next game I can totally recommend if you're as old as I am and loved the old school Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx 16. We're talking about Pixel Rip 1995. It's normally $26.99. It's 25% off, making it $20.24. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making your total $18.89. Over 300 people have rated this game 4.59 out of 5 stars. 75% giving this 5 and 17% giving it 4. All around awesome ratings, because again, it does speak and strike that, emotional chord with anyone who's ever grown up playing these consoles. Every scene, every level, we can all relate to, whether it's that kid that was in the neighborhood who claimed to have somebody that worked at Nintendo or knows somebody that does, to your parents trying to tell you to put the console away late at night and you're trying to finish a level. So awesome. Seriously, every reference they give, they don't even use licensed content, but they're just so clever with how they adapt everything. You totally understand what they're saying. So this is on PSVR 1. There is a free upgrade for this, and I did get it, man, and I noticed a difference immediately. The 4K HDR OLED right away, man, the sharpness, the graphics just pop. It is awesome. The next game I've never played before. I've seen it a few times now, man, and it totally appeals to me. It reminds me of trying to be Bruce Lee in VR. We're talking about Crazy Kung Fu. It's normally $26.99. It's 20% off, making it $21.59. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $20.24 total. Only 22 people have rated this, 4.09 out of 5 stars, with half the audience giving it 5. However, just pointing out that 1 star has 9%, so this game obviously is not for everybody. But my expectations are this pole that's spinning at me and I'm having to dodge and actually use my arms to block and strike. What the actual PlayStation Store description says is that there's multiplayer where you can compete with others worldwide. I don't know if that's leaderboards or actually at the same time in virtual space. I have no idea. Use your hands and body to engage in unique reflex-based gameplay that will get your heart rate up and teach you new skills. Embark across 72 levels and 4 game modes with high-level challenges and gameplay modifiers. Interesting. See how well you performed after each level with statistics on your range and accuracy, as well as your punch, dodge, and block counts. Awesome. Target your weaknesses to push towards victory. Train in 6 stunning environments, including your own dojo and a tranquil bamboo forest, each with their own original and immersive soundtracks. Unlock new locations, bracers, achievements, and challenges. And it does say challenge your friends and watch yourself climb up the live leaderboards as you play. I don't know again if that's the multiplayer. Anyone in the comment section that can speak to this, if you know whether or not you can play with somebody at the same time, that would be really good. The next game has been around now for quite some time on the PSVR 2 and has had mixed reviews but some awards at the same time. We're talking about Tentacular. It's normally $33.49. It's 50% off, making this one $16.74. With only over 100 ratings, it received 3.69 out of 5 stars. And as you can see, about 75% of the audience here gave it 3, 4, or 5 out of 5 stars. The premise of the game is that you inhabit the giant body of a mighty yet mild tentacle monster raised by the quirky townsfolk of La Calma, a remote island colony packed with puzzles. The game is a heartwarming physics-based puzzler bursting with inventive, immersive VR gameplay and lots of humor. Solve puzzles using playful tools to build strange contraptions and spectacular structures, or wreak havoc with your lumbering bulk. Most importantly, you're going to experience a sweet and funny adventure about fighting out where you came from. The game touts to have over 10 hours of playtime, with over 50 levels filled with puzzles, action, adventure, and humor. It claims to have many comfort settings allowing you to move around in room scale, right on, standing, or seated mode. And then you can continue your adventure in the sandbox mode. Interesting, I have no idea what that sandbox mode would be. Again, anyone in the comment section, if you own the game, if you played it and you know what that's about, please let us know in the comment section. That would be awesome.
Wow!
The next game, I'm not too sure what to really expect. This one's called Dropship Commander. It's normally $10.99. It's 40% off, making this one $6.59. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 20% more, making it $4.39. Only 23 people have rated this, 3.35 out of 5 stars. Half the audience gave this 5 out of 5, but that said, 30% of the audience gave this 1 out of 5 stars. Quite the polar opposite there. The PlayStation Store description says that you land your dropship on settlements across the galaxy to bring much needed supplies to colonists and miners. Your job is to navigate through some of the harshest environments and successfully land on drop pads spread throughout each location. Each landing earns you more points, and the more difficult the drop, the more points you get on the leaderboard. You'll start off with some easy landings on the moon and then progress through the caves of Mars, the meteor zone of Mercury, the volcanic wasteland of Venus, the ice caves of Pluto, and then on to the hazardous asteroid cluster GC12. Interesting, I didn't know that actually. Very cool. So I'm not too sure what to expect there. Again, you know, looking at the game myself, it doesn't intrigue me personally. Anyone in the comments section, if you own the game, what should we expect from this? Is it worth it at the sale price? The next game has been around on PSVR 1 for a very long time, and you can upgrade this for PSVR 2. We're talking about Last Labyrinth. It's normally $39.99. It's 30% off, making this one $27.99. 235 people have rated this, 4.32 out of 5 stars. Almost 70% of the people have given this 5 out of 5, but the rest is a complete mixed bag. I've not played the game before, but I can say this is an escape room game where you're locked into a chair and you have this girl assist you in each room trying to progress forward solving the puzzle. That is the entire gist. This claims to have over 10 hours of escape, adventure, puzzle solving, and multiple endings. And I guess a major update has been applied, giving you the Lucidity Lost monitor mode, which allows you to play this on flat screen. The next game is by the same developers, but looks to be more of a first-person puzzle shooter. We're talking about the Tale of Onogoro. It is normally $46.99. It's 30% off, making it $32.89. With over 110 people rating this, 4.17 out of 5 stars. Half of the audience has given this 5 out of 5. I personally never played the game, but the actual store description goes on to say that you can expect the experience to be like Portal meeting Shadow of the Colossus in this memorable and intimate title, and I've not played either of those titles. In this game, a girl named Haru has summoned you to Onogoro Island, a floating island in a parallel world. Together, you must solve sprawling puzzles and defeat giant beasts called kami that are blocking your path. A grand adventure depicting the bond between you and Haru awaits in this uniquely Japanese VR action adventure. And from what I understand, it is a first-person puzzle shooter. And if that sounds intriguing, you can get the Tale of Onogoro Soundtrack Edition. It's normally $53.99. It's 30% off, making this one $37.79. And the only difference with this game is you are getting the soundtrack of the game. And I have no idea who those artists are, but you may be familiar with them. So that could be a very cool feature for you. And if both Last Labyrinth and the Tales of Onogoro appeal to you, you can get the Tale of Onogoro and Last Labyrinth VR Adventure Pack. It's normally $73.49. It's 30% off, making it $51.44. And unfortunately, they are using the same ratings from Last Labyrinth for this bundle, so that is totally inaccurate. The next game looks like another nostalgic trip for any of you out there who've been around since like the 70s or 80s. We're talking about Masternoid. This is normally $19.99. It's 20% off, making it $15.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making your total $13.99. Only 143 people have rated this, 4.19 out of 5 stars. Almost 60% of the audience giving it 5. If you've ever played Arkanoid back in the day, that's that brick smashing game where you're moving that bar left and right and that ball's bouncing around. This is that in VR, except I think you're using a gun to fire this off at the same time. In the actual description, it does talk about skillfully juggling and controlling multiple ultrasonic balls with great finesse and precision. Prepare for an explosive adventure as you navigate through 50 meticulously designed voxel levels. Prove your worth as an arcade legend, ascending the leaderboards and leaving your mark on Masternoid's vibrant universe. Lose yourself in the captivating melodies of an adaptive original soundtrack, perfectly tuned to harmonize with your every move. Is that like Tetris Effect? I wonder. Whether you prefer a seated or standing position, Masternoid offers an accessible and engaging gameplay experience. Grab a single controller and get ready to blast some voxels. And I do love on the description they speak to this saying it's native 4K resolution with 120 Hz without reprojection and advanced haptic feedback. The next game I've seen on sale quite a few times now, and everyone keeps relating this to Silent Hill. This one's called Organ Quarter. It's normally $33.49. It's 30% off, making this one $23.44. With 150 people rating it, it received 4.07 out of 5 stars, with over 75% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Over weeks and months of isolation in your apartment, something has happened to the city. Everything has become twisted by a disease that may or may not have a motive. Explore a city that has become a wasteland and body horror nightmare, full of surreal puzzles and grotesque beings. Sounds cool, man. You know, I don't know, based on what I'm seeing, graphically speaking, I'm expecting, you know, that low res PS2 style, but if the game actually plays well, is tense, scary, sounds good. Anyone in the comment section that can speak to this, please do, man. Let us know whether or not we should grab this on sale. The next game, you know, the best way I can describe this is Pokemon Snap in VR. We're talking about Umurangi Generation VR. It's normally $33.49. It's 30% off, making this one $23.44. Only 32 people have rated this, 4.02 out of 5 stars. Almost 70% gave this 5 out of 5 stars, but almost 20% gave this 1. This is an award-winning creative sandbox photography game in VR. Off the back of an impending crisis, life is bleak for those living in the city. As a courier for the Express who is also an avid photographer, you have the freedom to travel around the city to document the impending doom through the lens of your camera. Weird. Unlike the standard non-VR version, dress yourself in the skin of your choice, get the attention of people around you with the simple snap of your fingers, and pose with gestures and photos and selfies. Interesting. Awaken your creative side as the game presents you with a list of objectives called photo bounties. Simply snap away to complete all photo bounties before delivering the parcel to proceed to the next stage. Each photo you take will be judged on its color, content, and composition. Awesome! And then of course you have full creative control with a strong emphasis on the freedom to expression. The game does not set rules on what makes a good or bad photo. The next game or app that I can personally speak to is TRIPP, a new way to meditate. It's normally $79.99. It's 60% off, making this one $31.99. 280 people have rated this 2.45 out of 5 stars. And as you can see, most of the people are giving this a 1 out of 5 stars, just under half the audience, the rest being completely mixed. And yes, I can totally speak to this because I do think, like myself, people are expecting this to be a trippy game, you know, to sit back, chill out, relax, and then see something visually stunning. And no, that's not the case here. You are being put in different worlds and realms, but it's literally teaching you patience by listening to somebody slowly talk to you and walk you through how to breathe slowly with timed intervals visually, so you can actually train yourself to take a moment, breathe, and then you're in these nice environments. They remind me of PSVR1 textures, to be honest with you. It's clear, just low res textures. You know, I was not impressed. I've seen Tetris Effect and Rez Infinite, all that stuff, but unlike all the other games there, this is an app again that has an overwhelming amount of content. When I say this, I mean they keep adding to this. You know, the dashboard, right when you load the game, it tells you to enter your demographics, psychographics, that way you can get a free mobile app that tracks everything you're doing. That way you can see your progression. So yes, all of you out there that are trying to force yourself to take a moment, take a breath, this game will do that for you, this app. All of you that are looking for a trippy experience, something fun and cool to look at, no, this is not that. This is literally to help you stop, take a moment, and breathe. And man, it teaches you to be patient. And I feel like I'm a patient dude, but I felt, you know, that I have to go, let's go, let's go. But no, it's probably for the best. We all need to take a moment and breathe. And I keep saying this every time this game's on sale. There was one exercise, I only did this for 45 minutes. It had you humming, and I just learned that when you're humming with your mouth closed, it creates this super beneficial effect. I don't know if it's nitrous oxide or something in your system. It naturally produces it. So yeah, look that up, man. Very cool. And I did this one night. The next morning I felt incredibly relaxed, and I'm always tuned, man, ready to go, high spun. And I wasn't that next day, and I was like, what did I do differently? And that was it, right before bed. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm really wired here, trying to get through it really quick. But yes, this game has an overwhelming amount of content, and you just got to believe me when I say this. If you're looking for something to force you to stop and breathe, this is it. If you're looking for a game, no, that is not it. The next game I totally forgot about altogether. We're talking about Break Stuff VR. It's normally $13.49. It's 25% off, making this one $10.11. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making your total $8.76. Only 68 people have rated this 2.38 out of 5 stars. Almost half the audience gave this 1, and you can see the rest is all mixed from there. Because I've never played the game, I can't speak to this from personal experience, but the PlayStation Store description goes on to say that you smash for cash as a game show contestant, throw and bash your way to victory, throw virtual objects in the visually stunning and exciting stages, demolish an office construction site, wreck a country parking lot, crash apart a carnival, shatter a china shop, swing baseball bats and sticks to break cool things, bash away at fax machines and piñatas, crush a showcase of expensive objects, smash a fully destructible car. So basically, you're having fun destroying virtual objects without the real cleanup or consequences. It says it's for all ages and experience levels, easy to play, difficult to master, fun for everyone. You know, I'm not too sure about that. Yeah, I've not heard anyone really talk about this game whatsoever, and after seeing that rating, I have to say, what is going on there? Anyone in the comments section, can you please speak to this? Let us know your experience if you own the game, that'd be great. The next game I've only seen on sale a handful of times, and the concept does seem really cool, but the ratings don't. This one's called Down and Out. It's normally $19.49. It's 70% off, making this one $5.84. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $4.86 total. 83 people have rated this 1.61 out of 5 stars, with 75% of the audience giving this one brutal, man. That is bad. And, you know, just showing you guys what you're seeing on screen here, it doesn't look brutally bad. It looks okay, decent, maybe a little under, but, you know, this game has the longest PlayStation Store description ever, but it looks and speaks to the whole open world, running around, beating people up, earning respect, defending your hood, essentially, tagging some areas, but it's going on to claim that the AI is actually super intelligent and adapts to your fighting style. So the actual description really makes it sound like, you know, the AI is super intelligent and totally knows how to fight you, but I'm not too sure. Anyone, again, in the comment section, if you can speak to this game, I want to actually try this, just what I'm seeing, no joke. I mean, it looks okay, but yeah, the ratings aren't. You literally go from rags to riches in this game. You're using your hard-earned cash won from your battles or found around the city to deck out your fighter in custom gear for that extra swagger. Be sure to stock up on essentials like food or healing items on your next fight. It says that it has dynamic and exciting gameplay, whether fighting your way through the game's storyline, simply chilling out and exploring the city and streets, or participating in the mini-games and side activities. Down and Out promises fresh gameplay and exciting prospects at every corner. There's never a dull moment in Grand City. Be careful though, draw too much attention and you'll be on your run from the law. Yeah, it's weird, you know, you totally expect this to be like a GTA VR, you know, clone. But yeah, I'm not even hearing that. So that's all the games that are currently on sale. However, we have a lot of DLC to go over. The first one being Drums Rock Legendary Mix Volume 1. It's normally $9.49. It's 25% off, making it $7.11. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $6.63. And with this bundle, you are getting 4 songs. The first one being You're Gonna Go Far Kid by The Offspring, In the Meantime by Spacehog, My Own Worst Enemy by Lit, and Shine by Collective Soul. What's really cool is that they have this Demio collaboration, which includes some drum pads, gloves, drumsticks, and the actual song for the game, which is awesome. The next Drums Rock DLC is Simple Plan Music Pack. It's normally $9.49. It's 25% off, making this one $7.11. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $6.63. And in this one, it's all Simple Plan. The first one being Welcome to My Life, Shut Up, Crazy, and Time to Say Goodbye. And the last for Drums Rock is Undertale DLC. It's normally $4.99. It's 25% off, making this $3.74. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $3.49 total. And in this content, you're getting 2 specific songs, Hopes and Dreams, Megalovania. As well, you're getting the exclusive Undertale drums, Undertale drumsticks, Undertale hands, Undertale scene, and you're getting this extra hard mode that wasn't in the game before. Very cool. But before you buy that DLC, if you do not own the main game for the next week that's currently on sale, you can still get the Drums Rock Complete Music Edition. I do go over this in my other sales video completely, so if you want to check that out, you really should, because that is the ultimate deal. And of course, if you've never played Drums Rock before, you can check out the free demo on the PlayStation Store right now. And the last bit of DLC that I'm going to show you guys is for D-Day Enhanced. That game's not on sale, but this is like the first Battlefield game in VR. It literally touts up to 64 people playing online at the same time. That is so kick-ass. And that includes using vehicles, not planes. I'm not seeing any planes, just tanks and jeeps. But it does have a progression system. So I've never played this before whatsoever, but the entire premise of the game totally appeals to me. So even though the game isn't on sale, a lot of their gun skins are. I'm going to quickly show you each weapon skin bundle that's on sale, and they're normally $6.99 each. They're 65% off, making them $2.44. However, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 15% more, making each one of these $1.39 total. And just to speak to that real quick, I think one weapon skin, not four, that you're seeing here, is normally $3 Canadian. So that is an awesome deal. The first one I'm going to show you is the Animal Weapon Skin Bundle. The next weapon pack is the Far East Weapon Skin Bundle. The next one is the Metallics Weapon Skin Bundle. The next one is the Nature Weapon Skin Bundle. The next one is the Pink and Purple Weapon Skin Bundle. The next one is the Tiger Weapon Skin Bundle. The next one is the Variation Weapon Skin Bundle. The next one is the World War I Veteran Weapon Skin Bundle. The next one is the World War Weapon Skin Bundle. That said, even though they're much cheaper in those individual packs, you can get the Ultimate Collection. It's normally $26.99. It's 70% off, making it $8.09. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 15% more, making it $4.04. So wow, 36 skins that are normally $3 for one, you can get for $4. And that is all of the games and DLC that is currently on sale until Thursday, September 5th at 3 a.m. or Wednesday, September 4th at 7 p.m. if you're living in the UK. And don't forget to check out that other sales video that ends next week, which is August 28th. That said, if you guys like the video I produced, please click that like button. And if you love what I'm doing with the channel, please subscribe to it. And for all of you that have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I super appreciate it. Until the next one.